I never opened my sister's message request until the day my marriage finally ended. I was standing in my kitchen holding my husband's phone when the notification disappeared. It was 6:43 on a Tuesday morning. The coffee machine was running, my toast had already burned, and I was staring at a message preview that vanished before I could read all of it. What I did see was enough. She still doesn't know, does she? My stomach dropped. I wasn't the type to check phones. I had spent 11 years telling myself trust mattered more than suspicion. But my husband had left his phone on the counter while taking a shower, and the message appeared right in front of me. I wish I could say I put the phone down. I didn't. The passcode was our wedding date. That hurt more than it should have. The conversation was with a woman named Erica. I recognized the name immediately. She wasn't a stranger. She worked in the accounting department at the manufacturing company where my husband had worked for years. I knew exactly who she was because he talked about her all the time. Not in a suspicious way, at least not then. I read messages going back almost a year. Lunches, private jokes, complaints about me, photos from places he told me he visited alone. There was no dramatic confession hidden in the messages. No single line that confirmed everything. Instead, there were hundreds of small betrayals, the kind that slowly pile up until they become impossible to ignore. I sat on the kitchen floor and kept scrolling. By the time he came downstairs, I already knew more than I wanted to. He stopped halfway down the stairs when he saw his phone in my hands. Neither of us spoke. Then he quietly sat across from me. I asked if he loved her. He rubbed his eyes and said he didn't know. That answer stayed with me. Not because it was cruel, because it sounded honest. Over the next few days, pieces of our marriage started looking different. I remembered evenings when he seemed distracted, weekend errands that took longer than necessary, the way he smiled at texts while claiming they were work-related. I kept wondering how much of it I had ignored. Maybe because I wanted peace, maybe because I was afraid of the answer. A week later, while sorting old emails, I found something that made everything worse. 3 years earlier, my older sister had sent me a message request on social media. I had never opened it. We weren't close. We barely spoke after our parents died. Out of curiosity, I finally read it. The message was short. She told me she had seen my husband having dinner with another woman and thought I deserved to know. The date attached to the message was nearly 3 years old. I stared at it for a long time. Part of me wanted to dismiss it. Another part couldn't stop shaking. When I confronted my husband again, he admitted there had been someone before Erica. A brief relationship, months long. He claimed it ended years ago. I remember laughing when he said that, not because anything was funny, because I suddenly realized I had been the only person trying to protect my marriage. Everyone else already knew pieces of the truth. My sister knew. His co-workers knew. Maybe even friends knew. I was the last person to find out. The divorce took 14 months. Nothing dramatic happened after that. No screaming matches, no revenge, just paperwork, awkward conversations, and the slow process of separating a life built over more than a decade. Now it's almost midnight as I write this. The apartment is quiet, except for the refrigerator humming behind me. I still think about that unopened message request sometimes, not because it could have saved my marriage. I don't think it could have. I think about it because for 3 years, the truth sat waiting for me in a place I never bothered to check, and somehow that feels harder to accept than anything my husband actually did.